Hey guys, we are going to be talking about all of my highly anticipated new releases for 2025 today. I have not made one of these videos before, and to be honest, I really haven't thought about new releases in years past, but this past year, I felt like every week I was seeing a new release for 2025 that I was so excited for. I think that I've really just gotten into reading in a different way over the past year, where now like there's these authors that I've found that I'm just anticipating the next time I get to read their writing, or I've started series where I'm like, when are we getting the next book? And I just love like the annual releases, like when is the next Emily Henry book coming out? You know what I mean? Like there's just like these ones that we expect, these new ones we're just like being introduced to new authors, new series, things like that. And so we're gonna cover it all today. I think I have about 25 to talk about. I'm going to talk about them in like the order that they're coming out starting in January, and then I'm not going to really dive into the synopses. I like to go into books blind, but I want to give you kind of the general vibe of it, so I'm kind of just going to list like 3 bullet points of like, if you like that vibe, you know, check it out, or if you like, you know, if you haven't heard of it kind of thing. But I think a lot of these you guys will know, and then hopefully some of them I'm introducing you to maybe some new books. So let's get going. Okay, let's see how much I do this. I'm honestly gonna probably need my phone a lot because I wrote down my 3 bullet points, but it's not like my memory's great. I can't just look at this once and be like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, maybe you guys are built like that. I am not. Short-term memory loss. But we are starting off so strong in January. We have 3 new releases. We start off on the 7th with A Sea of Unspoken Things by Adrienne Young. This is the same author as The Unmaking of June Farrow, and I feel like it follows those same like tropes. I don't know if that's the right word, but you have magical realism, you have your mystery thriller, and you have your romance. All those things were in The Unmaking of June Farrow, but this book is very different from that. So I feel like she just knows what she's good at, and I love that we're getting another taste of it. And then we have Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros coming out on the 21st. You guys like Sue Me. Sue Me, it's popular and I like it. This is following Fourth Wing and Iron Flame. And so you have your fantasy romance, you have your war college, you have your found family. We're continuing on in, I believe, what is a 5-book series. But I'm going to a midnight release party with some of my book friends, and I'm just excited to like do that. I haven't ever gone to a midnight release party. I feel like I haven't really cared that much. And it's not like I'm obsessed with this, that like I just can't believe that I need to be at a midnight release party. But it is something that I'm just like excited to be with my other friends that are also excited about it. And then we end the month on the 28th with Carving Shadows into Gold by Brigid Kemmerer. She is an author that I was introduced to this year. No. Actually, it was last year. It was last July, I think, that I read like 7 of her books in 1 month. It was actually insane. And so this is the next book that I have not read from her that I'm very excited about. It is, I believe, the 2nd book after Forging Silver into Stars or something like that. And it is fantasy with romance, and then you have magic, and you have your found family. I really love this world. It's, I don't know if spin-off is the right word, but it's taking some characters from her A Curse So Dark and Lonely trilogy, and like one of those main characters, maybe 2 of them, are now in this, I believe, trilogy that's coming out. So we have book 1 out, now we have book 2. I am so excited. I love her writing. It's just so bingeable. Now we move into February, where we have 4 new releases. Yeah, yes ma'am. Okay, so we start off on the 5th with All Shall Mourn by Ellie Marney. This is the 3rd book. I don't know if it's gonna like end the trilogy. I think it is, but like None Shall Sleep, Some Shall Break, and then the final one, All Shall Mourn. So it's YA Criminal Minds. It's the finale to the trilogy, and it's an adventure mystery. I mean, say less. Like, say less. I feel like you've heard about it or you haven't. If you like the Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, you'll like this. It's less people. There's only like 2 kind of YA Criminal Minds vibes versus the team of 5 that are in the Naturals. I really like it. It's like same but different. So bingeable. And then on the 11th, we have 2 releases. We have Scythe and Sparrow by Brynne Weaver. This is, I also believe, like a finale in the trilogy of Butcher and Blackbird, Leather and Lark, and then Scythe and Sparrow. And so it's like a comedic, is that the right pronunciation? Yeah. It's like a comedy romance with comedy. It's murderous adventure, and it's a small town man meets circus motorcycle performer. So we're following the Third brothers like love story here. Yes, you guys, yes, we got a glimpse of them in book 2, kind of maybe in book 1 as well, but oh my gosh, I love it. As a like true crime girly, like I really enjoyed books 1 and 2. Book 1 was definitely my favorite. I still had a good time with book 2, and now I'm just excited for book 3. And then on the same day, we are also having First Time Caller by B.K. Borison. I actually haven't read anything by this author, but I think this one has intrigued me the most by her. So it is Sleepless in Seattle vibes. That's it, that's the bullet point. And then radio show romance, jaded man versus hopeless romantic woman. You guys, I'm so excited. I love Sleepless in Seattle, and I just feel like this one has like high expectations from me. Like, I hope it's so good. And then we end the month on the 18th with Rebel Witch by Kristen Sorelli. You have your banter, you have your enemies to lovers, you have your found family. So this is the second book following Heartless Hunter, which I just read and I loved it. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. I want to say. I really enjoyed it. It surprised me. I actually did like a soft DNF the first time like several months ago. I just was not in the mood to read it. And then I picked it up, I think this past month or the month before, and I like binged it pretty much in like 2 sittings. Like it was so good. So definitely like time and place mattered. But now I'm very excited for book 2. Also like coming out in February, like that's so soon. Then we move on to March. We only have one book that kind of caught my attention for this month on releases that have been announced so far. I didn't like put that out there, but like this is only what I have so far. I'm filming this at the beginning of December. But on the 18th, we have Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. So this is pre-Hunger Games that we know. This is when Haymitch wins. This is the 50th Hunger Games, so double the contestants. And so we already know that Haymitch won. Like if you've watched the Hunger Games, it's been out for forever. If you read those books, like you know he won because he's their like mentor, right? We get to see him. We get to see Haymitch. Oh, no, like I'm fine. Like I'm not. But I think this is a book that I'm really going to want to read before seeing the movie that comes out. And then we move on to April. We have 4 new releases. 4 new releases. Whew. It is really like the Emily Henry month, I guess, April, right? Because didn't she have her release come out in April this year? Anyways, on the 1st, we have Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. It's long distance. Veterinarian? Why is that so hard to say? The main male character is a vet. Let's just end that there. And then her romance is just generally so raw, so real. You get those like real moments, and you get like very like raw, like human emotion and like events in life. So like that's all things that you can expect in your Abby Jimenez romance books. I have high hopes for this one as well. I've only read Yours Truly and Just for the Summer. I want to say, I don't think I've read anything else by her, but I think like I want to just read her stuff moving forward. And so I have high hopes for this book. And then on the 8th, we have two highly anticipated reads. Oh my gosh, I did not realize they were coming out on the same day. Okay, we have Enchantra by Kaylee Smith. This is the second book to Phantasma that I just read. I gave 5 stars. I am so obsessed with it. Like, I am so obsessed with it. It's adult Caraval, but like better because you have like a Belladonna taste in there. You have the One Dark Window taste in there. I mean, it's everything you want more. It is everything you want more. So it's fantasy romance, fake dating, deadly game of hide and seek. Are you kidding? Are you kidding? Everyone take a deep breath. Because next, on the same day, we have Reckless by Lauren Roberts. This is the finale to the Powerless trilogy. I'm terrified for this, if I'm honest. Oh no, it's not Reckless, sorry. Fearless. I can't believe I just said that. We have Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the finale to that trilogy. I did not love Reckless, so that's what makes me scared for this. But I know so many people have said, like, it felt like Reckless was a filler book. Just give me a duology instead. But, like, put a little novella, you know? Could have been a short novella. And then we get Fearless, like, as our duology, you know? But you have fantasy romance and forbidden love. I mean, we all feel like we're going through it after Reckless. And it was just kind of like, what am I reading? In a good and bad way. What a time to be alive. So I'm scared for that. I have high expectations, which I feel like could really go either way, like with how Reckless went. So Fearless by Lauren Roberts, we'll see how that goes. And then we have our annual Emily Henry book. We have Great Big Beautiful Life. It's 2 writers, Grumpy Sunshine, Forced Proximity. Whew. You know what's kind of reminding me of? It's kind of reminding me of Roughest Draft. Yeah. I mean, it's a different plot line, but like just like those 3 things, I would put those same bullets as my bullets for Roughest Draft. April's gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Okay, and then we have May. We have 4 new releases. We have 4 new releases that I am, wow, so excited about. Okay, we start off on the 6th with One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. So photographer, main female character, Summer on the Bay, your classic summer romance, and then a Then and Now, I believe, timeline. I had to look these up without like, I don't know, like finding spoilers accidentally, finding arcs that have been out, or like reading too much into it. I kind of had to like guess a little bit. So that's what I believe we're getting. Oh my gosh. Like, I'm nervous and excited. So what, Carly Fortune is who wrote This Summer Will Be Different, which I really enjoyed. And I had said when I read that, like, I did not think I was going to read any of her previous books. But I think now moving forward, I do want to read them. I know we're heading back into a world from one of her books. That makes me a little nervous. But I'm hoping just, like, her writing as she grows as an author is going to match This Summer Will Be Different. I found that so bingeable. I found it so fun. I feel like it was a perfect, like, summer romance. So I'm hoping this is what that gives as well. And then on the 13th, we have A Curse Carved in Bone by Daniel L. Jensen. It's the end to the duology. The first book is A Fate Inked in Blood. It's Viking Queen fantasy romance. Like, I didn't love A Fate Inked in Blood, but I will say I really love the plot. I didn't love like the romance side of it. So I definitely want to read this. I'm excited because of the plot, like the non-romance side of things, but I hope that it's not too romance focused because I just like was not into it. So we'll see. And then on the 20th, wow, just basically 1 week. And then on the 20th, we have The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. She wrote the One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crown duology. Whimsically dangerous, fantasy, magic, mystery. That's what we know. That's what we know. That's what we get. And I'm sad. It's pre-ordered. It's sad. It's literally like I'm waiting downstairs for it. I am so excited for that. I love that duology. I love her writing. I feel like she is just very unique in what she does with her magic system. So I'm very excited for this. And then we end the month on the 27th with A Fate Forged in Fire by Hazel McBride. I believe this is like her debut fantasy novel. I could definitely be wrong, but fantasy romance, enemies to lovers, mythical creatures. I actually have this arc. I am very excited to read it before it comes out. I'm nervous, but like I saw that she previously wrote a book about orcas and I was like, I want to read this. I want to read this. Like, you're my favorite. Thank you. Like, orcas are my favorite animal. And so seeing that she was coming out with this fantasy, I believe it's a duology, coming out with this, I had to ask for it. Like, I had to. And so I'm very happy that I do actually have an arc. And then we move on to June, our prime summer reading months. So we have 3 new releases. We have on the 3rd, Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I honestly have only read Malibu Rising by her, and I don't really have an inkling to read others, but this book, guys, I work in the space industry. NASA astronauts, astronomy, found family. I feel like this book is going to be beautiful. I feel like it's going to give like the Malibu Rising feel that I love with like the literary fiction, but I think there is supposed to be like a hint of romance, but you have like the space element of this. Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, I'm excited for this one. And then on the 10th, we have Slow Burn Summer by Josie Silver. So talent agent, main male character, an author, female main character, and then dislike to love. You can't really say enemies to lover in just a romance. You can't. They're not enemies. Okay, they're not going to war. They're not trying to like kill each other. Like, dislike to love. But I love Josie Silver's writing. I read One Day in December. That was an experience in a good way. Okay, I just don't want to spoil anything, but I went through a journey, but I really enjoyed it ultimately. And so I'm excited to read this. I mean, that was obviously a Christmas romance, so I'm excited to see like a non-Christmassy book from her. And then, oh, we finished this month off strong on the 17th, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. So musicians, summer romance, and telepathy. One thing you know about Ashley Poston is in her romances, she is gonna have some like magical element. some like supernatural element. So telepathy, naturally in your love stories. So I just really enjoy her writing. I think you know like what to expect, so it makes you like enjoy it. You're not going in like, wait, I'm sorry, did she just say telepathy in my like romance book? Like, no, like you know what you're getting. And so like I have just really enjoyed her books. Then we go on into July. We have 1, 2, 3, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4. Still 4. 4 seems to be our number. Okay, we start off on the 1st with Save Me by Mona Kasten. You guys, this is a German book being released in English, and it's the first book in the Maxton Hall like trilogy. So it's from season 1. I'm obsessed with Maxton Hall. If you haven't been able to tell by my other videos, I'm obsessed. So it's an heir to a millionaire. So he's like main male character, like he's heir to a millionaire family, and a middle-class female main character, college, prep school, enemies to lovers. It's so good. I'm excited to just read the book, finally, in English. I have a special edition in German, in case you're curious. Anyways, then on the 8th, we have Rose in Chains by Julie Soto. Fantasy, romance, magic, enemies to lovers maybe? Can't quite sure. I put a question mark because I don't think I was like clear based on the synopsis. I don't think we have much of a synopsis if I remember correctly, but I recently read Not Another Love Song by her and absolutely loved it. 5 stars. I am so in love with that book and those characters. It was just so beautiful. So I'm very excited for this one. And then we have How to Lose a Lord in 10 Days by Sophie Irwin, coming out on the 17th. So it's a Regency romance, like similar to the whole Sleepless in Seattle vibe. It's your classic How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days vibe, and then Dislike to Love, because again, we're not in fantasy, can't say enemies to lovers. But I am in my rom-com like reminiscing era. Like I am on Instagram looking at reels because I don't have TikTok, but like I am on reels constantly looking at like the 90s rom-coms right now. Like it's all I can do. I'm excited for this one. I'm excited for this one. Then on the 29th, we have Glorious Rivals by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. It's a continuation of The Grandest Game. I don't really know. Puzzles and riddles, YA, bit of romance, but like I just really enjoy her writing, the way her brain works to create all these puzzles and riddles and like how they all merge together. It just blows my mind. And so we have another one in that series coming out. And then moving on to August, we only have one book, and that is, oh yeah. Okay, on the 12th, we have Love at First Sighting by Mallory Marlowe. If you've watched The X-Files, this is what it is. This is what it's giving X-Files. I'm okay. Like I'm not, but I am, you know? Okay, X-Files, social media influencer and government agent, and then a mystery. Like you're just trying to figure out kind of like what's going on. But I recently, like in the last year, binged all of the X-Files. Like I just went on a crazy binge, and wow, I loved it. I loved it so much. That's just like a plot twist coming into my world in 2025, like that book. Okay, so then we move on to September. We have another just single book release. And on the 23rd, we have A Steeping of Blood by Hafsa Faisal. I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. It is the second book following A Tempest of Tea. I do not know if this is supposed to be a duology, a trilogy, a series, no clue. But vampires, found family. We don't have a plot line, so maybe another heist. I have no idea. The first one we have heist. But we know we have found family and vampires involved. So I'm excited. Then we go on to October. This is actually the final book that I have listed. Again, we will probably learn of more books that are coming out soon, and I may have just like skipped some on here because I wasn't personally that interested in it, but if you know, like think I would be, definitely comment it down below. But on the 7th, we have The Ballad of Falling Dragons by Sarah A. Parker. This is the second book to the Moonfall series following When the Moon Hatched. Magic and Dragons, fantasy romance, you guys. Just say I'm excited. Like I don't even know how to speak, honestly. Like this book, the more I sit with it, the more it's just like that was such an amazing book, and that was such a unique book. It is massive, but it did not feel like it. Like I felt like I was flying through it. I want to do a reread in the earlier part of the year, and then I'd do another reread in September where I actually like annotate the book and have a better understanding of it before heading into like the book 2. Wow. Wow. I kind of want to do a like 5-star predictions because I think I was watching someone's like 2024 new releases video. I think maybe it's Destiny. I think a lot of people do this, but I was watching hers from last year and she like did like a 5-star predictions as well. So I kind of want to do that. I'm gonna look through my list and see. I have like, wow, very minimal. I'm on April already. Okay. I think Enchantra by Kaylee Smith will get 5 stars. I don't think she can do wrong at this point. I think she just knows what she's doing. I think Great Big Beautiful Life is gonna get 5 stars. I did not give Funny Story 5 stars. I think I get 4.5. I really enjoyed it. I think the biggest thing for me when it comes to Emily Henry is like when I can see myself or a version of myself in those characters, I can put myself in their shoes, like it elevates her stories for me so much. But I think the way she's gonna write this is gonna give me that beach read feeling. I think Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry, also 5 stars. And then The Night and the Moth by Rachel Gillig. I have high hopes for that. I really think it has the potential to be 5 stars. I've just really like grown to love her writing and like the way that her brain works to create her magic systems. So I think you could get 5 stars. I think Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, also 5 stars. And I think it's really just because of the fact that I'm in the space industry and I work there. I got my degree in astronomy and astrophysics. So I feel like I'm gonna like see a lot in that and it's just gonna enhance my experience so much. Oh boy. Okay, like, I was gonna say Save Me by Mona Caston, but I don't think the book's gonna give me 5 stars. I just love Maxton Hall so much. But like the book, I don't think I'm gonna love the book like that. But I could give 5 stars simply because I'm envisioning those characters. I'm playing out like season 1 in my head, like has that potential, but it would definitely be like a biased situation. Rose in Chains by Julie Soto, 5 stars. I just believe like her writing is so beautiful and she just like, she knows what to do. This is, I believe, gonna be her first like fantasy book. Makes me nervous, but I think she just knows how to do it. Like, I just have all my faith in Julie Soto, so I think it's gonna be 5 stars. I wanna say Love at First Sighting, 5 stars, simply because I love the X-Files so much, but I ultimately do not think, I feel like it's gonna be like a 4.5. Like, I'm gonna love the idea of my X-Files world in a book, but I don't think it's gonna give like, this is such an amazing romance, you know? And then The Ballad of Falling Dragons, I think will also be 5 stars. I think I gave When the Moon Hatched 4.5, but I think upon rereads, I'm gonna end up giving it 5 stars. It was just like a lot to take in, a lot to absorb. Like it was hard to like have all the maybe like emotional impact because I'm just like trying to absorb everything going on. But I think as I reread, it's just gonna increase to the 5 stars. So how many was that? Thank God for editing, JC, that can just tell me. We have this many 5-star predictions for 2025 so far. And then you guys know how many books I talked about. Yay! I want to say it was like 25. 27? Something like that. I remember counting like last week. But this was just kind of a short and sweet kind of video. I say short and sweet. I mean, it's still over, what, 15, 20 minutes long. But I just kind of want to talk about all the books that I'm excited for 2025. Please tell me any books that you're excited for. A lot of the times, like, there are so many books that people recommend to me that I just like had never heard of the author. I'd never heard of like that plot before. If I knew that was the plot, like I would have picked it up. So tell me about any books that you know coming out in 2025 that you're excited for, that maybe you think I would like. And let me know if you are also excited for any of the books that I am anticipating for 2025. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one.